stage, Mike Zakarian.
What's up, everybody? We are back. Time for some more value hunting. It's game week 29. It's funny to update my thumbnails and for these, and then just be like, holy crap, we're at game week 29 already. Past the halfway point of the season, all that fun stuff. What we're doing today, I imagine this isn't anybody's first time, but if it is, oh man, I'm going to sneeze in a second. If it is, what we're going to do today is dive through some of the projections over at momentumlabs.app. We're behind the paywall, baby. So if that's something you're into, you'll find a link in the show notes after the show. Go check that out. But the goal today is to just kind of browse, whatever, the dumpster diving. We're seeing the people with the cap under 20 who ends up being a good play. You need some of those to fit in those massive MVPs. You also need those for your contender lineups. As always, none of this is financial advice. Do what you love what you do, all those things. And none of this, it's projections. So none of this is the law. We might find some stuff that looks good that isn't good, and stuff that looks bad that ends up being good. So keep all that in mind. Obviously, if you're here for the first time, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. And if you've never tuned in for Live Before Lock, we're going to have some fun tomorrow at 5:30. Our man, Ghost of Greg Oden, is going to be joining us. We'll have Noam back in the house, and we'll be going over all the late-breaking NBA news, the projections, stuff like that. Bandy's always looking for value outside. That is true. He's locked and loaded today. I got to tell you, I took him for a walk after the morning show. I went to the park. My guy is jacked up. He's I don't know what it is. He was kind of like lethargic yesterday. I think the weather, and today he was just ready to roll. There was one other thing I was going to say that I'm now blanking on. Oh yeah, we still have more games tonight, right? I forget how many we have. I'll actually check right now. But if we get more injury news, that changes things. If we get more, I don't know, we might have people resting on back-to-backs and stuff like that. So make sure you stay tuned to that. Don't necessarily just assume whatever we talk about today is Gucci. So yeah, tonight we got Knicks, Celtics, Pistons, Nets, Bulls, Hornets, Cavs, Rockets, Mavs, Suns, and Spurs, Clippers. So a lot of news still to break based on the slate. So just keep that in mind. I want to start with the Knicks though, and before I get into the projections, our man Jericho Sims, he made the thumbnail. He was, excuse me, a good play last game week, this week, and then his price skyrocketed, right? So I wanted to talk about him for a second because if you were of the mindset that you do think Jericho Sims is a good play, and again, this is not financial advice, I would get him before tonight's game. Jericho Sims in the game earlier this week, I think he played 25 minutes. Excuse me, I think he had like 2 rebounds, and that was it. He wasn't very good. He wasn't very effective. So his price came way down. However, they play tonight. They play against the Celtics. It's not a great matchup for Jericho because you got Robert Williams, Al Horford. Like, you got good defenders out there. However, he's going to be needed. Him and Hartenstein are both going to play a lot of minutes, but they both underperformed in the other game. So if you decide after we look at these projections or based on the Knicks schedule this weekend that you're like, I want some Jericho Sims, I'd recommend looking at grabbing him before tonight's game, because if tonight he plays 28 to 32 minutes and he gets, say, like 8 rebounds, or 8 points, 8 rebounds, a block, and a steal, I imagine his price goes back up because his cap, I thought his cap was going to take off a little bit more, but remember, it's your L10, and he's really only had one good game in this L10 so far. So anyways, I just want to get that out of the way before we really dove into it. Let's get cooking over here. So we're going to be moving over to Momentum Labs now. Down at the bottom here, we got Thanasis. Why is Thanasis pumping? I guess because Bobby Portis is out. I'm going to say it again. I think Pat Connaughton is the one who is going to benefit the most from the Bucks news. I don't know if last night's game was the best to take a lot of information from, as the Nuggets were playing all of these secondary guys. Also, who else? We got Santa's boys up in here. We got Mike's here. What's up, Mike? Marcos here. Awesome. Thanks for being here, guys. Yeah, remember, like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're new. All right, let's keep moving around here. So Anthony Gill is popping a little bit, and by that I mean he's got a projection of 4, cap of 6. I honestly think outside of Yuta, no one is playable in this range, in my opinion. Yuta's cap is now down to 7. So yes, he's projecting as a good play, but let's also remember he's had these opportunities to have good games. KD's been out for a while, and when KD went out, his cap was, I think, at 16. So clearly his cap has continued to go back down. Yeah, Pat Connaughton's from Arlington, Mass, kid. Yeah. But clearly he's not like, it's not like his roles improved. And I think part of that has to do with Joe Harris coming back to life. Seth Curry's back and ready to go. Edmund Sumner's been playing a little bit more minutes. So you know, I don't think Yuta is like a home run, but at a cap of 7, he's the only one that I really like down here. We also have Usman Garuba and Metu, who both have been playing a little bit more. They've got caps of 8, and they're just over 11 there for a projection. And then Peyton Pritchard has a cap of 9 and a projection of 14.5. The one thing I will say about that is Brogdon is back. And it sounds like, I want to double check something quickly. I thought I saw a Celtics announcement that probably happened after this most recent run of the projections, which happened this morning. I believe, okay, no, I haven't seen anything yet. I think Marcus Smart's going to be back soon. Now hold on. Let me actually just check something in real time. I meant to look this up beforehand. I apologize, guys. But I'm pretty sure Marcus Smart isn't going to be out too much longer. So, I can't find anything substantial. If anybody else knows that, let me know. But I would pump the brakes on Peyton Pritchard, because if they get Marcus Smart back, Derek White back, Malcolm Brogdon's back, he's not playing. So keep that in mind with Peyton Pritchard, kid. As we scroll up a little bit more, we get Trey Mann. Listen, the OKC guys continue to pop, and there continue to be random dart throws. Outside of SGA, Giddey, Dort, and J-Dub, it's a little bit harder. The other big Jalen Williams. Okay, Joe, thank you. Yeah, Smart's out 1 to 2 weeks. Thank you. So that's why Peyton. But I still think, I guess that projection's pretty fair then. 9, 14.5. Yeah. All right. Peyton Pritchard's fine. So of the sub 10 guys, it's Peyton Pritchard and Yuta for me. All right, let's keep going back up. Where are we at? Trey Mann, OKC, whatever. Yeah, this is the other one. The cap, Jalen Williams here has a cap of 11, a projection of almost just over 18. I don't know. I like out of like the Muscalas, the Baisleys of the world, like Jalen Williams is the one I like the most. Again, this is the big Jalen Williams, not the wing Jalen Williams. So there's that. Sean was saying Seth Curry looked great last night. Yeah, he went for 32, and TJ Warren was the guy I thought would do well without Durant, but he hasn't been given. No, yeah, TJ Warren's role has been kind of the same. Yeah, I thought the same thing. TJ Warren and Yuta, I thought were going to be the two guys that really cooked, and we're not seeing that. But Jalen Williams would be guy number 3 that I'm excited about. So Yuta, Peyton, and then Jalen Williams. Now Hartenstein is somebody we should pay attention to because, like, listen, he had a little bit more of a meaningful role the last game where Jericho Sims kind of floundered a bit. And if we see that 2 games in a row, we can probably project heading into the weekend that Hartenstein's going to be the guy. So let's pay attention to that. Cap of 12, projection of 15. His prices come down a little bit. Now we get, into the 13 range of Jericho Sims. We talked about, right? His cap of 13, projection just over 22. You get Dwight Powell, who, again, I refuse to play Dwight Powell. And then Duarte. So Nembhard missed last night's game against the Magic. Duarte was right into the starting lineup. So I guess we got to pay attention to Duarte. Halliburton should still be missing some time. But if Nembhard's going to miss more time, Duarte's going to have to do more. I think Duarte's a fine play, even if Nembhard doesn't miss more time. But I think he's a great play, like one of my favorites if he does. In my opinion, you is not so fundamentally polished. Still love my Asian brother. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because he's such a good corner shooter. I don't know. Rui said he played Braun in the Common Western Conference too. Yeah, I did. It was frustrating. But yeah, so Jericho Sims and Duarte are probably my 2 favorites. But again, I can't stress this enough. If you're going to the Jericho route and you believe that last night or the last game's performance was more of the exception, not the rule, then I would get Jericho Sims before he has a good game again. However, if you don't think that's the case, then don't buy Jericho Sims. But yeah, so Duarte and Sims are my favorites in the 13 range. We get up to 14. Xavier Tillman popped a little bit. That had to do with Steven Adams' role. So Steven Adams missed the last 2 games. Let me actually check. Xavier Tillman's minutes last night, because Brandon Clark moved into the starting rotation last night, which I know was kind of surprising because the night before, or 2 nights before when Adams missed, it was Tillman that got the start. Last night here, Clark played 32 minutes. Tillman only played 13 minutes. So Zaire Williams and Santi Aldama, the only 2 guys to get over the 20-minute mark who didn't start. So I actually think the Xavier Tillman projection is super fragile, super fragilistic, expialidocious. So I think I'd stay away from Xavier Tillman unless we get like more concrete news that Steven Adams is going to miss a ton of time. Sean was saying it's hard for Jericho and Hartenstein to get rebounds when my guy regular season Randall is snagging 15 a game. Yeah, you're not kidding, man. You're not kidding. Yeah, I don't like this Xavier projection unless there's something I don't know, unless somebody got hurt last night that I missed, but I don't think that's the case. Nothing in the 15 range, the 16 range, not so much too. I mean, we could talk about Joe Harris as a cap of 16. Like Joe Harris, if the shot falls, yeah, let it rip, baby. It's great play. I do think like Santi Aldama, I think I'd give him more of a boost if Steven Adams is going to miss more time because of what we just saw in last night's game with no Xavier Tillman. Maybe the argument is that Xavier Tillman didn't play a ton because the Grizzlies played so small and Brandon Clark's a better small ball guy. But yeah, I don't know. The enigma of Javon Carter, put a 50 followed by a -4. That's how Javon Carter rolls, baby. All right, we're into the 17 range. No, nobody here. Nobody here. In the 18s, Jeremy Sohan, we like legally have to mention him every week. Nothing in the 19, and then 20, Denny Avdia. The Wizards moving forward are it's just going to be something to monitor. The Wizards moving forward because will they make another move? Is Bradley Beal like a little bit more hurt than we thought? How long is Porzingis going to be out? Like all that stuff impacts that. But with the departure of Rui, Denny, secures a few more minutes off the bench. So does somebody like Corey Kispert. But that's it. Those are so my favorite ones looking at this. Like you can put Denny on the high end, but besides Denny, if I'm not playing Denny, Joe Harris, fine, but I'm not going to target Joe Harris. I'm all the way down to the 13s. So on the top end, it's really Denny and Joe Harris. I do like Sims and Duarte. I like Duarte more if we learn Nembhard misses more time. Powell, I'm not really interested in. Jalen Williams, I like. And Peyton Pritchard, fine. And then Yuta, I like as well. So I think, again, it's like we got another little tricky week here. I'll scroll up to the top two to see if there's anybody like crazy projecting here. LeBron with the highest cap. Shout out LeBron, 38 and still balling. You got Luka here. Let's see if there's anybody that's like really popping. Let's actually sort by projection here. Let's sort by projection. I think that'll be better for us. Is it Z to A? What is it? Yeah. All right. So Luka, Giannis, right? All of these make sense. Luka, Giannis, Jokic, Tatum, Embiid, Harden. I think Randall being like, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The seventh highest is pretty wild. But the lowest cap so far with the highest projection is Sabonis. Followed by LaMelo. LaMelo is someone we got to continue to pay attention to. They only have one game this week, and it looks like after having 3 this game week. I'll be curious if LaMelo plays tonight because he's missed the first 2 games. Then you got Ja Morant down here. Ja Morant's cap like slow. Ja Morant's almost turning into like a good secondary, like your second play in the what's it called? Like if you're playing in the champion form, right? He's almost like your second best play. Bam's up there. And then Anthony Edwards, man. We were talking about him this morning in the show. Anthony Edwards has been balling. ILT says Rui and Nunn, will they get significant minutes in their new teams? Both did well last games. So yeah, let's look at Kendrick Nunn yesterday. Guys, I can't stress this enough. I don't think Kendrick Nunn is good. I like maybe they give him more run because they just traded for him. Listen, he got plenty of time to run with the Lakers, right? The Lakers had so many different injuries throughout the whole time. And Kendrick Nunn gave us like 2 or 3 games. Sean says, isn't Tatum a little beat up? I would fade him for the next fixture. Sean, yes. But in his beat up game, I think he put up like, what was it? 37 and 14 or something like that. So I think like, I don't know, man. I know the Tatum thing, like he talked about the wrist injury being a problem. It sounded more like he was tired. I mean, both of his games since that injury, he's been really, really good. So I'm not too worried about it unless they tell us something different. But it sounds like they're all good to go for the next game tonight. So Kendrick Nunn played 22 minutes. He had 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals off the bench. To me, that's his ceiling. Like I just don't. They got too many guys, man. So Bradley Beal played 33 minutes. Kuzma played 41. They have DeLon Wright, who played 26, and they have Jordan Goodwin, who I think is better than Nunn, played 15. So I don't know. If you want to take a shot at Nunn, I get it. Go for it. Not for me. I'm not going to start believing in him now because I haven't believed in him before. But if that's your guy, roll with it. Rui, on the other hand, Rui's going to get more minutes because that Lakers squad sucks. For depth anyways, right? Like Troy Brown Jr. played 21 minutes. Thomas Bryant played 21 minutes. AD played 26. And then Rui played 22. So in actuality, right, AD is probably going to be playing the 35-minute mark. Thomas Bryant probably comes down to like 18 now. But Troy, like Rui's going to play. Like Rui's better than Juan Toscano Anderson, Wayne Gabriel, Damian Jones. Like I don't think they want to be playing Max Christie 24 minutes. So my guess is Rui will get more consistent run. Rui should be playing. I think that 22 sounds right, unless he sucks. Like if he starts sucking a bunch, which Rui does suck sometimes, then maybe they go other directions. I think it's going to be hard to predict he's going to get 22 every game. It might be matchup dependent, but I think Rui's a little bit safer than Kendrick Nunn. Let's actually look at their projections though. Maybe John Boy Skeets thinks differently. Let me see. Kendrick, are you with me? He's got cap of 18 and projection is 0. I think it should be higher than 0, but I don't think it's going to be a good projection. Rui, on the other hand, he has a cap of 20 and a projection of 22. So Rui, clearly the safer play of the two. Wenyen Gabriel, another great Massachusetts finest, baby. Let me go back up here too. What were we looking at here? Where did I stop? With Anthony Edwards, SGA with the cap of 49. What's the first? All right, Desmond Bane. Man, Desmond Bane hasn't been shooting the ball well. Cap of 38, projection of 41. We got anybody like really low down here? Kevin Porter Jr., no. Killian Hayes had a bad couple of games. He's back now. Shout out Killian Hayes. He did a video for Sorare yesterday. Put himself in his own top 5, and I love that. Bet on yourself, baby. I love Killian creating a lineup that starts with Giannis, but somehow gets him in there. And then what else? A lot of 1 games this weekend. 1 game for the Bulls, 1 game for the Suns, 1 game for the Hornets, 1 game for Atlanta. Cleveland's got 2. Let's actually sort by who's got the most games. All right, so Milwaukee's got 2, Memphis 2, Miami 2, Minnesota 2, Clippers 2, Toronto. I feel like Toronto's played. Oh, no, I guess they only had 1 game this weekend. 2 for Toronto. We said Cleveland. The Pacers. Pelly's got 2. Toronto, we already said that. All right, that's pretty much it. Orlando's got 2 as well. So there you go. That's value hunting. I don't know. I'll hang around for a couple of questions if you guys got them. I'll actually pull up Sorare. Just a reminder, they added a couple of rare tournaments in here. They added rare underdog and super rare no cap. Those are the 2 that they added. And we moved from the west to the east. I'll just build my common champ right now. I like building my champions early so I can just get rid of everything else. LeBron 1 game, Embiid 1 game, Jokic. All right, so we're going to start with, let's see, 1 game of LeBron against the Celtics. 1 game. I think I'm going to actually take Embiid or Jokic, man. I think I'm going to take Embiid. I think he's going to take shit personally, and then we're going to go Giannis second. All right, we'll start with that. Let's see. Do we have any of those cheapos that we were just talking about? We could do a Hartenstein. Anybody else down here? Man, so many freaking commons. Again, this could all change due to injury news, but I like building one of these gross ones. Vlatko Chanchar. Let's see. Hartenstein's probably my best cheapo, right? Out of all. We could go Santi Aldama too. We just talked about Aldama. They also have 2 games. That gives us a cap of 26. Maybe we go in the middle. Just take some time, little girl, you're in the middle. Benedict Mathurin, maybe. And then that gets us to 30. And we could do Killian Hayes because he was projecting really well. Or if we go from Matt Trent, if we go from Mathurin to say say we do Hartenstein since he was projecting kind of well, and then we go up to 40. So would you rather do what we just had or Hartenstein and CJ McCollum or DeJounte Murray? Just miss Şengün. Does Rockets have 2 games? No, just 1 game. Yeah, I don't know. That's a little bit tricky one. A rare underdog might be explain why Thanasis pop. That's true too. That is true too with the rare underdog. Great. That's a great point. I didn't think about that. Great point, Sean. All right. What else we got? Considering Kuzma, Alonzo. Oh, we're talking about LeBron. Bodo says Kalo or Mo Wagner good picks this week. My guess is we saw Kevin Love, right? So Kevin Love has cap of 15 and projection at 18.5, so that's not too bad. The other one is Mo Wagner. I actually, with the Magic getting healthier, Mo Wagner is going to be. Oh, is it Maurice? He's got a cap of 17, projection of 15. Kevin Love definitely safer there. Actually, and upside. Yeah, what about Love? Yeah, we just talked about Love. Yeah, Love is a fine pick there. Love is more safety than ceiling, in my opinion. I feel like we haven't seen a ceiling game from Caleb Swiss in a while. So I don't know. Anything else you guys got for me? Do we wrap here? Just a reminder, Momentum Labs. Shout out Momentum Labs. That's what we're doing our business today with the projections. We'll be back with Live Before Lock, 5:30 tomorrow. We'll have some fun with that. Also, if you just want a little comedy basketball in your life, the 89 Cavs will be back tonight at 7. So get hyped for that. But yeah, last call if you guys have any questions before we wrap here. Sean said I liked Mo back before, but with Wendell Carter Jr. back and playing well, he's lost his minutes. That and Jonathan Isaac's back. Jonathan Isaac is back too. So that is it's just another long dude taking minutes away. So yeah. I think Mo Wagner, I think his time is done unless somebody gets hurt. Chicken Freak says, I've been using all my commons in training except for champion. I have more than I really need and rather boost limited XP than another common. Wait, what do you mean? I've been using all my commons in training except for champion? Oh, so you just don't want to get, like, you're happy with the commons you got. You don't want to win any more commons. All right. I get you. It is a lot. There's a lot of common cards. That is for sure. All right. I think we're going to call it there, y'all. Thanks for tuning in for value hunting. I don't know. When this video's over, get in the comments. Tell me who your favorite one is. Tell me who you like the most. There you go. What up, Borland? Tell me who you like the most. Like the video, subscribe, tune into everything else we do. Let's go win some rares or something. We out.